Sorry, I didn't even have my my dual pattern USB microphone with me, folks. I decided not to use it today. We're discussing we're discussing this about the talent in WWE. I don't even know why did WWE release a few people, huh? Why the fuck did they release them? Oh, the Triple X shit. I fuck with Wrestling Rebels, man. I got shit to do, huh? We got some shit regarding we got some shit to deal with regarding oh boy. They got some shit going on.
Let's prep the meat. No beef. First, we're
They
gonna
just
get
want
the
fucking
ingredients.
coins, man. Don't worry about it. They just want coins. Don't worry about it, guys. They just want coins. Don't worry about it. We'll see what's going on with this shit. Day back from last Thursday.
Punk possibly suing AEW and
Oh,
more.
let's see.
This is
that one got the
Wrestling
CM
Hub.
Punk
My
shit.
name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report.
Oh, that one's
Before
from
we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub.
Okay, the Kelly show of her twins. That's previous days ago.
Revealing a photo of her twins, former WWE star Kelly wrote on X, Brooklyn Marie, Koba 6 pounds 11 ounces, Jackson Matthew, Koba 6 pounds 5 ounces. On September 10th, 2023, I gave birth to our twin angel babies Jackson Matthew and Brooklyn Marie Koba. They were born perfect and healthy as could be.
They're the fourth generation star who was at a WWE PC tryout.
Talk about who took part in recent WWE Performance Center tryouts. PW Insider reported that thus far the only name we have 100% confirmed as taking part is fourth generation star Brogan Finley, the son of Dave Fit Finley.
That's what's up. Did Pat McAfee being on SmackDown comeback that's coming together quickly?
Mentioning how his return to WWE on SmackDown last week came together, Pat McAfee said this on his show. Hey, you want to go down to SmackDown? Open the show and then be in the ring with The Rock whenever he does his thing? I guess, yeah. Got there 5:34 local time because traffic from Boulder to Denver was not great. Show starts 6 local time. So a lot of people talk about how long did everything come together? It's like real quick. We're talking everything came together real quick. What an honor to be back there, honestly. Absolute honor to be back. Great to see everybody. I thank them mightily for the opportunity to do that, and then this time for The Rock right here. That's Attitude Era. That's way back in the day. The Rock hadn't been back in 4 years, and this crowd was loud to begin with. When I went out there, I heard it. I was like, oh, this is a louder crowd than it normally is, and then all of a sudden, not only is it an active and loud crowd, then you got the Ifya with the social media guy going through the background, and great shot right there. What a night, dude. I'm so thankful that I was even asked to be a part of that. It was so cool to see everybody though, you know? And then watching The Rock just in there, you watch his face when I said it's a 2-hour show and he looks at me. The Rock knows it's a 2-hour show. That was amazing being part of the Cena Rock segment. They were like, hey, we're going to have you guys walk out here. This is literally on our way out. They're like, can we get a shot of you guys walking out? And then obviously, well, I've seen it in there as well. I was like, you don't need to have me in here. Listen, I understand the game here. There is no reason for me to be here. I appreciate it. They're like, no, need you there. Okay, you said it, and then just, yeah, absolutely. So then I'm standing there just like everybody else watching these two. I'm like, are these two about to set up for a WrestleMania run right now? I didn't know if it was about to be a work or not. Then obviously I see you smiling. The whole thing, it was cool. It was electrifying. They told me to stay in the ring, stay in the ring the whole time. I'm like, I don't think I should be in there. We got a thing happening here. Stay in the ring, and then after, we'll potentially work a little bit. And I'm like, okay, so am I punting? What am I doing? A leg drop? What am I doing? People's elbow. Oh, okay, I'm doing a people's elbow. All right, sweet. So everything's being told to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, is that good? Yeah. And once again, don't have to happen, though. Every time they pitch something, I'm like, all good. Thank you for all of that.
Changes made to Raw.
Going over changes made to Raw last night, Ringside News wrote that several notable alterations were made to this week's episode of WWE Raw as the company progresses toward the Fastlane pay-per-view event next month. Initially, Tegan Nox was slated to be NXT Women's Champion Becky Lynch's opponent, but she ultimately competed on the main event tapings. Additionally, the 2 out of 3 Falls match between the Viking Raiders and the New Day was changed to a singles bout featuring Ivar and Kofi Kingston. PW Insider further reports additional adjustments to the show, as Natalya, who was originally scheduled to face Xia Li on main event, was replaced by Nox. Natalya instead squared off against Becky Lynch. WWE also initially intended to schedule Ricochet versus Shinsuke Nakamura immediately after Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio, but chose to postpone it to push it back in order to push more star power to later segments as Seth Rollins would be involved.
That Darby Allin is set to climb Mount Everest.
Talking to Steve Miggs about his plans to climb Mount Everest, Darby Allin noted that I go to Switzerland in October, train there. I go to China in November. I go to New Zealand in February, and actual Mount Everest in April. I've never climbed any mountains before. I wanted to go 0 to 100. I wanted to show that the mind, the will to do something, is strong enough to where you don't have to train for anything. There, the climbing company he's working with are like, come on. I agree to get the proper training. The actual climb is in April, and it's 2 months to climb it.
Hold on. Did El Hijo del Vikingo suffering from the hip injury?
Giving a health update on El Hijo del Vikingo, Dave Meltzer said on Wrestling Observer Radio, he got hurt, as we talked about last night. He got hurt on Saturday night, and it's a hip injury. He's got a title match in Mexico on Saturday against Commander. And the last I heard last night is that it's not 100% that he won't be doing it, although it's probable. They're holding out hope. He was talking like, I'm going to try to rehab all we can see. There's no guarantee that he's wrestling on Saturday. It's touch and go. So that's the situation. But he could be out for a little while, but he didn't break his hip, thank God. It was a pretty serious injury.
Team 3D back in action.
Taking to social media after reuniting in the ring with Devon Dudley, Bully Ray said this about the future of Team 3D. Based on how much fun we had at Impact 1000 and Devon feeling great, Team 3D has decided to take a very select amount of bookings for signings and maybe a few tag matches. Serious promoters may contact Team 3D bookings at gmail.com.
Jade Cargill's WWE creative is a priority.
Touching on the WWE status of former AEW champion Jade Cargill, Dave Meltzer said on Wrestling Observer Radio that she was in Orlando on Monday. I asked if she was at the Performance Center. People had not seen her. That doesn't mean she wasn't there. They're doing main roster creative for her right now, and it's high priority. They're not bringing her in to be like, how they would bring in some of the NXT people like Von Wagner or Alba Fire or Katana Chance that are brought up. And they have no idea what to do with them, and they just kind of disappear into the dust. It's almost like, why did we even bother calling them up? She is not earmarked to be like that. She's earmarked for real stuff.
WWE VP wasn't liked within the company before the firing.
For specifics on the WWE Vice President of Development and Digital being fired, Dave Meltzer said on Wrestling Observer Radio, Jimmy Horowitz was let go. He was the biggest name. He was on Nick Khan's first major hires off of DAZN when Nick Khan was stripping DAZN. There was a lot of negativity when he was hired. A lot of women employees, because of his rep from ESPN, were not happy. And he wasn't really well liked in WWE from what I understand anyway, but he was a major there.
Why did WWE gutting certain departments?
Explaining why certain departments saw layoffs in WWE, it was said on Wrestling Observer Radio that over 100 layoffs on Friday. They gutted divisions. It was basically analytics, marketing, and I guess the idea is UFC already has those departments, and they can handle both. So those were two of the departments really hard hit.
CM Punk is accused of passive aggression backstage.
Recalling his experiences with CM Punk backstage in AEW, Bobby Fish said this on Keeping It 100. I went into his locker room because that's where we called the match, so my bag was in there. Before all of this, I was being very respectful, so I went back to get my stuff. And he and I talked back there. To be honest, Phil acted like a bitch. He was very passive aggressive. Like, dude, we're men. I'm somebody's father. You can speak openly and honestly to me.
WWE's view of signing Philip CM Punk Brooks.
Touching on WWE's feelings regarding the potential signing of CM Punk, it was reported on houseofwrestling.com that one WWE source I spoke with noted that the buzz internally about Punk as a potential free agent is not there like it was when Cody Rhodes was rumored to be on the market at the beginning of 2022. Another source told me that while there could be interest, timing is everything in the pro wrestling business, and at the moment, WWE's product is hot and not necessarily in need of a big name signing. With that said, multiple sources made it clear to me that they saw WWE and Punk working together as a possibility if good business can be done.
CM Punk not considering legal action against AEW.
It appears that CM Punk will not be suing AEW, as Ringside News wrote. According to a report from House of Wrestling, CM Punk has no intention of pursuing any legal action against All Elite Wrestling or Tony Khan following his recent termination from AEW earlier this month. The report also suggests that Punk is relieved to be free from the constant day-to-day drama that surrounded him during his time at AEW. It remains unclear whether AEW or Tony Khan are considering any legal action against Punk. The report indicates that things seem quiet between both parties at the moment. CM Punk recently returned to MMA broadcast commentary at CFFC 125. During the broadcast, when the idea of a post-fight show was mentioned, Punk mentioned that he would have some time on my hands for the next 2 months. This has led to speculation among fans about Punk's potential freedom from any AEW obligations around that time and the possibility of a WWE return. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.
It's 30 dead Osays now.
We're going to this one.
I love money. The time is over. I ought to kill these men who killed my family.
On to where all those people were being let go. All that beam footage, Johnny. All that beautiful beam footage, Johnny.
With superstars being released from WWE and more, this is Wrestling Hub. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub.
Okay, John, did Tony Khan praises Toni Storm for her little Marilyn Monroe-like gimmick?
Mentioning how well Toni Storm has been doing on programming lately, AEW President Tony Khan said on Superstar Crossover, I think Toni Storm is doing some of the best work in all of pro wrestling right now. She's a former women's world champion 2 times. Great partnership with Saraya, and really, we saw Saraya have just this beautiful moment at Wembley Stadium. I thought it was really cool to have somebody who is one of the biggest wrestling stars in England have that great moment, winning the world title in front of her family, having all her family and friends there at ringside to cheer her on. I think Toni Storm was already hanging on by a very thin thread emotionally, and we've seen it's been very compelling. You know, I agree with you. Highly entertaining in recent weeks, the way Toni Storm has been losing her mind, and personally, I really enjoyed working with Toni Storm. I think she's a great talent, and I think we are on to something really special with Toni Storm right now.
On to this. The MJF complained about the PR work to sell tickets after AEW Grand Slam.
After AEW Grand Slam went off the air, the world champion MJF was in the ring saying this about the amount of PR he did.
Mic drop. Say something.
Let me explain something about you. You sons of bitches better not take it earlier next time, because I will do so much PR I will put my next coffee. But let me tell you something else. This is the best city in the world.
Yep. Yeah. And better than you, baby. Oh yeah, the Montez Ford on CM Punk coming to WWE.
Touching on the prospect of CM Punk making a WWE comeback following his firing from AEW, Montez Ford told the Happy Hour, "If they asked my opinion on it, I'm so open to every single aspect, talent in the world, whether they come from all walks of life. I feel like everyone has something to bring to the table. Believe it or not, whether people love this individual or not, and this goes for any WWE superstar, if they are generating buzz and generating topics and generating people talking, that's all good for business. I love to be the person to always welcome someone back with great arms. If he wants to make his way back this way, I guess we can have a battle and see who is the best person from Chicago."
Full charged. Tiffany Stratton wants Jade Cargill in WWE, but the girl's like around the same birthday as I. She had the same birthday with me though.
AEW TBS champion
same
Jade
birthday with that
Cargill
bitch.
making her way to WWE after departing AEW. Tiffany Stratton said this to Wrestling News. "Yeah, for sure, bring her on in. I don't know much about her, but I've seen photos of her and she's beautiful. But yeah, I'm not sure what's really going on there, so I guess we'll see."
Did Tiffany Stratton on claims of being buried by Becky Lynch? God damn.
Addressing those that are claiming she was
Leg
buried
drops.
by Becky Lynch after losing the NXT Women's title, Tiffany Stratton said in that same interview, "No, not even in the slightest. I feel like even being in the same ring with Becky Lynch just immediately makes my stock go up. I definitely feel like Becky brought out the best in me in that match. And even though I lost the title, I feel like it did not come out with a loss. Like I feel like I gained so much from that one match, even though I lost. She's always trying to help out the younger talent. She wants the best for everybody there, and you can definitely tell that for sure."
Yeah. The Io Sky's WWE deal was to end a month after SummerSlam last year.
Reflecting on her WWE career so far, women's champion Io Sky told Tokyo Sports, "I thought about returning to Japan. It wasn't that I didn't like America, but that if there was nothing I could do here, I thought that if I went to Japan, there would be more things I could do. And I have grown a lot since I left Japan, so I was confident that I could show a different kind of work in Japan this time. It was my policy not to give up. I set a goal to work hard until the contract was over, and I stayed there for about a year. I appeared at SummerSlam 2022, and my contract was about to end in 1 month."
Yeah, the SmackDown is returning to the USA Network.
While SmackDown has had an incredible run on Fox, it looks to be returning to the USA Network as this press release reads. WWE, part of TKO Group Holdings Incorporated, and NBC Universal have agreed to a 5-year domestic media rights partnership that will bring Friday Night SmackDown back to USA Network beginning October 2024. Additionally, beginning in the 2024-25 season, WWE will produce 4 primetime specials per year that will air on NBC, marking the first time WWE will air on the network in prime time. SmackDown will come exclusively to NBCU as one of television's longest-running programs, regularly rating as the #1 show in the 18 to 49 advertising demographic on Friday nights, and featuring many WWE superstars including John Cena, Roman Reigns, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, and Rey Mysterio. WWE President Nick Khan added, NBC Universal has been a tremendous partner of WWE for decades. We are excited to extend this long-standing relationship by bringing SmackDown to USA Network on Friday nights and look forward to debuting multiple WWE special events annually on NBC. Francis Berwick, chairman at NBCU Entertainment, said, it's a privilege and thrill to continue NBCU's decades-long partnership with WWE, which has helped cement USA Network's consistent position as the top-rated cable entertainment network in live viewership, with Friday nights on USA, primetime specials on NBC, and the WWE Hub on Peacock. Will continue to use the power of our portfolio to super serve this passionate fan base.
Yeah. The Mustafa Ali confirmed his WWE exit. They're about to release him already.
Despite previous reports indicating that superstars would not have to worry about budget cuts in WWE, many have been released. Mustafa Ali took to X to note that he is done with the promotion, writing, I am no longer working with WWE. I look forward to the future. Thank you.
Yeah, plans for Mustafa Ali prior to release.
Speaking of Ali, this was said regarding previous plans for the star prior to his release. PWInsider.com has reached out to WWE to confirm the accuracy of the tweet. Ali was slated to appear on this Monday's Raw to continue his current storyline with Mysterio. More as we confirm. It would be added by Sean Ross Sapp that I'm told by WWE that Mustafa Ali saying he's no longer working with WWE is not due to any broader talent cuts. I've been told there was a misunderstanding, and there are rumblings that there will be some talent cuts today in WWE, unfortunately.
Rick Boogs, did they release him? Yes.
Adding to the news of superstars being let go by WWE, it was noted that Fightful has been told Rick Boogs has been released by WWE.
Elias, they cut him from the brand?
For more news on stars being let go from WWE, it was noted that Fightful has learned that Elias has been released by WWE. Elias would say this regarding his departure from the company. From drifting onto the scene to WrestleMania with John Cena and The Undertaker to millions around the world for years walking with Elias, a #1 iTunes album, and to being my own younger brother Zeke while traveling the world, it's been a blast. God is good.
Aliyah, they released her from WWE? Yes.
Taking to social media, Aliyah noted that she is not with WWE anymore, writing, as of today, I am no longer a part of WWE.
Shelton Benjamin, did they release him too?
Shelton Benjamin would also confirm his departure from WWE, writing, I have been released from my WWE contract. I thank WWE staff, talent, and of course the fans for everything. Something ends, something new begins. Looking forward to my next chapter.
Top Dolla, did they release him too? Yes.
A member of a faction was also let go from the promotion, as Sean Ross Sapp said. Top Dolla of Hit Row has been released by WWE.
Yeah, they let go of Top Dolla. Emma, did WWE release her? Yes.
On social media, Emma noted how it would be a dream to compete in the Elimination Chamber match in Perth, Australia, but would follow that up by writing, oops, never mind, I just got released. I am no longer with WWE.
Riddick Moss, did they release him along with Emma?
Emma's fiance would join her in being cut from WWE, as Sean Ross Sapp reported that Riddick Moss has been released by WWE. Fightful has confirmed. Moss added that, well, I did it. I graduated from WWE. I know a lot of people think my career really took a downturn once Mr. Levesque took over, but in actuality, my per-match fee skyrocketed through the roof. Other promoters, get ready to back the Brinks truck up.
Dolph Ziggler, released from WWE.
In some shocking news, another star was let go from WWE, with Sean Ross Sapp saying Fightful has learned that former World Heavyweight Champion Dolph Ziggler has been released by WWE. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, this is all done. I ain't get a chance to mention all this. Let me end the stream before I had to go edit this motherfucker.